Have you ever wanted to know why we are so scared of the dark? What might be lurking in it? Or why it's there in the first place? My name is Raymond Schnell, and I would like to pitch Nightmare Fuel to you today. In Nightmare Fuel, the player takes on the role of the boogeyman, whose sole purpose is to feed off of the nightmares of a child. The player's health bar is indicated in the top right-hand corner of the screen. However, the player's health bar is also slowly depleting over time. The way that the player can refill their health bar is by feeding off of the child's nightmares by hovering over the child and pressing E. While E is held, the health bar will slowly start to recover, but at a very slow rate at start. The player can make the nightmare more intense by interacting with objects around the room by clicking on them. The player also has a timer in the top right corner of the screen, which starts at 5 minutes. However, as soon as the player starts to interact with objects, this timer starts to lose more time more quickly, and the larger the object is, the more time the player loses. However, the more large the object that the player interacts with, the more health they recover. The child also has a fear bar, which will be located on the left side of the screen, and the larger objects also change this by creating more fear inside of the child. And if this fear bar reaches 100%, the child will wake up, and you must hide from them until they go back to sleep. Which is why the depleting health bar is important. If your health reaches 0 while the child is awake and you can't feed on them, you will die. However, if the timer in the top right corner of the screen reaches 0, the child will start crying, and the parents will come to take the child away into their bedroom where they will feel more safe. This is why the player's decisions as to which objects they interact with is so important. If the player doesn't have enough health to last while the parents take the child away into their room, they will die. But if the player has enough health to last while the parents take the child away into their room, then the player will win and start the next level, or the next day. The game is supposed to have a similar art style to the also very popular game also called Boogeyman, released on Steam. When deciding the view for my game, I eventually decided to make it first person, with the main gameplay feeling similar to Beyond Two Souls, with the player flying around the room and interacting with objects in a similar way that Aiden does with different things throughout the game. Separately, with the later part of the gameplay, with hiding and such, I wanted it to feel like Outlast, with the player able to hide in different things like the closet or under the bed away from the parents. Of course, when looking at a project such as this, there are going to be risks. For example, my knowledge on artificial intelligence is not where I would like it to be at this point. I know I need to improve it. For a further example, I don't know how to make artificial intelligence aware of changes in an environment, like the player being able to move things about the room, so that the players will actually notice that things have changed and know where to look or things of that nature. Thank you very much for listening to my pitch. I hope you've enjoyed what you've heard, or at the very least you've gained a little curiosity for what goes bump in the night.